Hi guys, my name's Natasha and I'm going to be talking about the football. I just want to hear everyone else's opinions. I want people to hear my opinion and have a bit of banter on this case. I'm only going to be talking about two games today, the Liverpool-Manchester United game and the Manchester City-Arsenal game. I'm a big Arsenal fan, so I do apologise if I seem to go on more about Arsenal, and I will try not to, but hey, I'm an Arsenal fan. You're going to hear quite a bit about Arsenal sometimes. It's how passion goes. I'm sure people can relate. So I'll start with the first game of the day, Liverpool versus Manchester United, which was an interesting game. I'm going to start off with the questionable instances that happened in the game. The first and most obvious starting point being the John Joe Shelvey sending off. In my personal opinion, it wasn't even a yellow card. John Joe Shelvey put out his foot, got the ball, and, well, the only reason Johnny Evans even got hurt was because he lunged in 2-footed studs up. If a red card was going to go anywhere, it should have been to him. But the referee got that very wrong, and I'm not sure if he saw that properly. But you could also tell by his face after the sending off, he knew he was wrong. It was a very strange one, and the referee was incredibly inconsistent in the fact that the challenge that John Joe Shelvey got sent off for, if that was a red card, then in my opinion, Paul Scholes and Robin van Persie's yellow cards should also have been reds. I'm not saying they were definitely red card challenges, they should have been sent off, no. But I'm saying when Shelvey's was a red card, those two were on equal par, and so should have been a red card also. Consistency. Now, if Scholes and Van Persie were yellow cards, then Shelvey's should only have been a yellow card. They were equal challenges, so there was inconsistency there. The other fact of inconsistency was the penalty. It was an incredibly soft penalty, ridiculously soft. And if that was a penalty, then Liverpool should have had 2, maybe even 3 penalties up the other end in their box for instances of equal like. And the referee missed that quite vitally, and it really wasn't very good on his part. But yeah, it was a game that I half enjoyed watching. It was soured very much so by the referee. I was incredibly disappointed with how he took charge of the game, and I hope not to see him in top flight games for quite a while for that performance. To actually go on to the matter of the football, it was extremely strange. Liverpool are sitting in the bottom half of the table, quite low down, and, well, on the spectrum, Manchester United are right up the other end, at the top, playing quite well. In my opinion, Manchester United have had quite a lot of unaddressed holes this season, but they've managed to maintain a good performance, which it shows the mark of a decent team, as much as I hate to say it. It does show the mark of a decent team if you've got as many holes as they do and they still hold it together. However, they played very lacklustre on Sunday. It was not the sort of performance you expected, and it was a very undeserved win. Most people would agree with that. If you don't, I'm not sure what game you were watching. Liverpool, however, wow, they sat down the bottom of the table, played very, very inconsistent, very struggling, very broken team. They were so full of life, so determined, they wanted that win so much. And I understand the occasion might have been a big factor of that, but the team, that Liverpool team that I saw play yesterday, was an impressive one, a very impressive one. And I personally don't think they're going to be troubled for relegation. I do think they're going to struggle, but how life goes when everything's reassessing, rearranging, and things are new. You have to give things time. A lot of Liverpool fans are going to be feeling like they're cheated out of 3 points, or at least out of a point had it been a draw, in which I think most people would agree with you. You were kind of cheated there, and it's going to feel hard, especially with how you are down the table, but look at it as a positive. You drew with Manchester City, and you arguably should have drawn or beaten Manchester United. But mind, that was referee errors, and it's nothing to do with Manchester United themselves. So don't hate on them, it's the referee's fault. But things will look up, things will get better. Things sometimes start out dire and they pick up. You've got to give it a better chance. Keep the faith. So that's a good Arsenal motto, keep the faith. Because we need to keep the faith sometimes. And with that, I'm actually going to round into the Manchester City Arsenal game, which I do feel we deserve to win. We dominated the play in the first 40 minutes. It annoys me as I read an article this morning that said Manchester City should be disappointed in only getting a point after dominating all of the play. I feel I don't know what match that writer was reading or watching, because the first 40 minutes, it was all us. And I mean, it was all us. Manchester City barely had the ball, and they barely got the ball off us. Proof was in the possession statistics. But, you know, we let in that goal, which was a disappointment. Which Manchester City, it was a very good achievement. The first one to score a corner goal against us in the last 28 corners from the start of the season, so that's impressive for you guys. But Arsenal fans, you really need to back off with your hate towards Mannone. It was not his fault. He was kind of being blocked off by Yaya Toure. The proof of that is the fact that Yaya Toure landed on him as the goal went in. It's not his fault. Chill. He's a good goalkeeper, and it's a lot of very promising for Arsenal. We've got a lot of depth in our squad, as much as people say we don't. Who's our starting number 1 in goal? Who is our choice starting 2 in central defence? Who is our choice midfield? Who's our choice strikers? Who's our choice forwards? You answer me them. Without going, oh, well, it might be him as well. And, well, I'll tell you then that we don't have depth. To go on to Manchester City, I've been slightly bored with them. I don't overly hate them. Contrary to opinion, I'm actually quite the fan of Samir Nasri, and I feel that a lot of Arsenal fans need to give the lad a break. He does not hate Arsenal. He is not arrogant towards us, and those comments that have said otherwise are ones that have been misconstrued, or ones that he's said to Piers Morgan. Now, I don't know how many of you have seen Piers Morgan on YouTube, on Twitter, but if I talk to him, I'd probably end up saying bad things about Arsenal, because he's a knob and incredibly arrogant, and I don't blame Samir Nasri for saying something bad about Arsenal to the man, because he's infuriating. Other than that, Nasri is actually quite polite towards us, and after one comment came out, it was the one where he said that Arsenal fans should enjoy their 3rd place achievements. He posted on his official Twitter that he apologised for that, and the comment wasn't true. He would never genuinely say anything like that about Arsenal, so can give him a bit of a rest there. Otherwise, when it comes to Man City, I have to admit I'm a little bit shocked with Vincent Kompany. Over the last couple of games, mainly in obviously his game against Arsenal and the Real Madrid game, he's been very out of form. I don't know if other people agree with me. That's one that I'd majorly like to hear about from other people. I felt very much that he's just not lost it completely. He'll get it back. He's not gone anywhere. I'm not saying that. But he's definitely not got it right now. He's misplaced it. I want to say instead of lost it. He wasn't. Normally, he's a very rigid defender who's able to broaden his area. He can move forwards. He can move back. But he still stays rigidly defence. He is always in the right place at the right time. But recently, like I said, in the last couple of games, you've been looking at him and you've gone, what on earth are you doing there, Company? What the hell was that? Why did you just do that? Not normally sentences you associate with Vincent Kompany. It's quite shocking. Overall, I think Joe Hart is always a dominating presence in goal for Manchester City. It's what I think makes it most difficult for teams to beat Manchester City. But it was a good game. It was very even in the second half. Very glad Arsenal got the goal. I don't want to lose our unbeaten run. I'd like to go the season unbeaten. That would be brilliant. But I guess for now, that's all I've got to say on the football. Both were great games to watch. Both very enjoyable. One slightly soured by a poor referee. And the other it was a very even game, and it had a result that equalled how the game went. It was even. Hopefully I'll be posting another video midweek, but it depends on what I can see. I am a student in university, I'm quite busy, so we'll have to wait and see how it goes. If not, it'll be at the weekend, and it'll be the Arsenal-Chelsea game, definitely, and hopefully one of the other games. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Give me your feedback and let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.